The problem isn't that you don't know what to do. The problem is that you're still waiting to feel like doing it. Today, we're covering 40 habits, boring ones, uncomfortable ones, and ones so simple they seem almost embarrassing. But stacked together, they don't just change what you do, they change who you are. No motivation required. Let's go. Habit number 1, morning sunlight. My friend, morning sunlight is one of the simplest habits that changed everything for me. Step outside within the first hour of waking up. Get sunlight in your eyes. 5 minutes. That's it. When I first heard this, I ignored it. Sounded like something a wellness YouTuber would say between shots of their overpriced matcha. But I was desperate, so I tried it. For most of my 20s, my mornings looked like this. Alarm, snooze 3 times, grab phone, scroll Instagram before my eyes even adjusted. I'd flood my brain with notifications and blue light before my body even knew it was alive. Then I'd spend the entire morning anxious and foggy. When I started stepping outside with my coffee, everything shifted. My sleep got deeper, my energy stayed stable instead of crashing at 2 p.m. I started waking up easier, which sounds small, until you realize how much that one shift affects everything else. Let me tell you what's happening. Early light resets your circadian rhythm. It tells your body, okay, it's daytime, time to function. You're syncing with biology instead of fighting it. You don't need an hour, just a few minutes. Over time, this tiny habit anchors your entire day. Morning sunlight doesn't just wake your body up, it wakes your focus up. Habit number 2, 1 line a day. 1 line a day is all you need to change your perspective. I used to think journaling meant sitting down with a leather notebook and writing pages of deep thoughts, which sounded exhausting, so I never did it. Then I discovered this. Just write 1 line a day, 1 sentence. Some days it's, closed my first client, still can't believe they said yes. Other days it's, felt overwhelmed, need better boundaries. The power isn't in writing a lot. The power is in showing up every day, even when all you have is 1 sentence. Because when you string those lines together over weeks, something happens. You start seeing patterns. You notice how you handled the same challenge differently this month versus last month. You see growth you didn't even realize was happening. A few months later, you look back and there's this map of who you're becoming, proof that you're not stuck, you're moving. 1 line a day seems too small to matter, but it's not about quantity, it's about showing up. And that consistency builds a perspective shift that changes how you see yourself. The next habit literally fixed my entire relationship with my environment. And trust me, once you understand how your space is quietly sabotaging your focus, everything else starts making sense. Habit number 3, the 2-minute tidy. The 2-minute tidy transformed how I relate to my space. Your environment shapes your mind more than you realize. Here's why this matters. Every cluttered surface is a decision you haven't made yet. Your desk covered in papers, that's 20 decisions waiting. Your closet overflowing, another 30. Each one quietly drains your mental energy before you even start working. All it takes is 2 minutes. Pick 1 surface, 1 corner, 1 drawer, spend exactly 2 minutes clearing it. That's it. Over time, it rewires how you relate to your space. Instead of letting mess pile up until it's overwhelming, you're building momentum through tiny resets. When your space feels lighter, your mind does too. Habit number 4, movement snacks. Movement snacks are exactly what they sound like, small bursts of movement throughout your day. Most people think exercise only counts if you're grinding at the gym for an hour. That's why most people don't exercise at all. But your body craves small, frequent bursts of movement, 10 push-ups between meetings, a quick stretch after sitting too long, a walk around the block to clear your head. These micro movements sharpen your mind, blood flow increases, energy rises, your brain resets. I started setting a timer. Every hour, I stand up and move for 2 minutes. Over time, these tiny bursts add up. You become someone who moves, and that identity shift transforms how you feel. My friend, which of these habits are you actually going to try? Not just think about trying, but actually implement this week. I've seen so many people collecting self-improvement advice without ever using it, and I'm genuinely curious what's working for you in real life. Drop a comment and let me know which habit you're starting with, or if there's one you're already doing that's made a difference. I read every comment, and your experiences help me make better content for all of us. Habit number 5, the 1-minute pause. The 1-minute pause taught me that most stress doesn't come from what happens to you. It comes from never pausing to process it. You rush from one thing to the next, carrying tension forward. That's why 1 minute of deliberate pause can be life-changing. Close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, let your shoulders drop. I started doing this between tasks. 1 minute where I'm not checking my phone, not planning the next thing, just breathing. It interrupts the stress cycle before it spirals. Over time, these 1-minute resets create a calmer baseline. 1 minute won't change the world, but it changes how you move through it. Habit number 6, the 2-question evening check-in. The 2-question evening check-in shifted my entire mindset. Most people end their day on autopilot, scrolling, zoning out, collapsing into bed, but the way you close your day shapes how your brain stores it. The questions are, what went well today, and what can I do better tomorrow? That's it. One question captures gratitude, the other captures growth. Together, they reframe your day not as something that just happened to you, but as something you're actively shaping. When I started doing this, literally just taking 1 minute before bed to ask myself these questions, everything changed. I started noticing wins I would have dismissed, and I started seeing mistakes not as failures, but as data, lessons to carry forward. I used to lie in bed, replaying everything I did wrong that day. Now I acknowledge it, extract the lesson, and move on. Your days stop blending together when you do this. They become visible steps in a pattern of growth. By asking 2 questions each night, you train yourself to wake up tomorrow with more clarity and purpose than the day before. Habit number 7, the compliment habit. The compliment habit is one of the smallest ways to transform your relationships. Give 1 genuine compliment a day. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Simpler is usually better. That idea you shared was solid. I like how you explained that. Your energy today was contagious, man. Compliments create upward spirals. A single sentence can shift someone's entire day, which changes how they treat others, which eventually circles back to you. But it also rewires your own focus. When you look for things to compliment, you train your brain to see the good in people instead of the flaws. I started doing this intentionally, 1 compliment a day, and I noticed people started gravitating toward me more. Not because I was being fake, but because I was actually paying attention. Quick thing, if these videos have actually helped you and you want to support what we're building here, I recently launched YouTube memberships. It's completely optional, but members get priority replies to comments and can suggest topics for future videos. Basically, it's a way to be more involved in the content we create. If that sounds interesting and you want to support the channel, just hit the join button below. Either way, I appreciate you being here. Habit number 8, single tasking. Single tasking is one of the most radical habits you can adopt in a world that glorifies multitasking. Do just one thing at a time. No tabs in the background, no phone buzzing, no half-distracted attention, just one task fully. This feels uncomfortable at first. Your brain is hooked on the dopamine of juggling multiple things, but when you give something your complete focus, 2 things happen. The quality of your work skyrockets and your sense of calm deepens. Single tasking is like weightlifting for attention. Each time you resist the urge to split your focus, you're strengthening your ability to go deep. And the deeper you go, the more you accomplish in less time. When I started blocking out an hour where I only worked on one thing, no exceptions, I was shocked. An hour of deep work outperformed 4 hours of distracted work where I kept switching between tasks. My friend, over weeks and months, this habit doesn't just make you more productive, it changes how you experience life. Meals taste better when you're not scrolling. Conversations feel richer when you're actually listening. Work feels more meaningful when it's not constantly interrupted. Doing one thing at a time isn't just efficient, it's transformative. Habit number 9, the cold finish. The cold finish is one of the simplest ways to build mental toughness. Real growth doesn't always come from comfort. Sometimes it comes from brief encounters with discomfort. At the end of your shower, turn the water cold for 30 seconds. That's it. The first time I tried this, I thought I was going to die, but I stayed with it for 30 seconds, and when I stepped out, I felt this weird sense of accomplishment. Physically, the benefits are real. Improved circulation, reduced inflammation, natural alertness. But the deeper transformation is psychological. Every time you choose the cold finish, you reinforce the identity of someone who does hard things, even when they're uncomfortable. And that belief starts spilling into every other part of your life. Habit number 10, digital boundaries. Digital boundaries changed my relationship with technology. Your phone is the most powerful tool you own. It's also the biggest thief of your time and attention. Those tiny moments of checking, just scrolling while waiting, just seeing if anyone texted back, they quietly add up to hours lost every day. That's why setting small digital boundaries can reshape your focus. It doesn't mean quitting technology. It can be simple. Turn off non-essential notifications. Charge your phone outside your bedroom. Set a cutoff time where screens are done. Don't check social media before 10 a.m. Each tiny boundary gives you back a piece of your attention, which is the most valuable currency you have. When I started keeping my phone out of my bedroom, everything changed. I stopped reaching for it first thing in the morning. I stopped lying in bed scrolling for an hour before sleep. I got that time back. More importantly, I got my attention back. I used to wake up and immediately check Instagram, emails, texts. My brain would be hijacked before I even brushed my teeth. Now I wake up, get sunlight, move my body, and only then do I check my phone. That shift alone changed my entire morning energy. Over time, these small shifts restore your ability to be present. Digital boundaries don't make your life smaller. They create space for the things that actually matter. Look, you can have all the habits in the world, but there's one simple practice that ties everything together and keeps you from burning out. It's something most people skip because it feels too basic, yet it's the difference between building momentum and falling off track. Habit number 11, the gratitude cue. The gratitude cue turned gratitude into an automatic habit. Pick one trigger in your day: brushing your teeth, making coffee, your alarm going off. Each time that trigger happens, pause and name one thing you're grateful for. Just one thing. I do this every morning when I make coffee. The machine starts, and while it's brewing, I name one thing. By pairing gratitude with a cue, you're training your brain to scan for what's good instead of only noticing what's stressful or missing. Gratitude won't erase your problems, but practice daily, it transforms how you carry them. Habit number 12, 5 pages a day. 5 pages a day is all it takes to transform your mind. Reading a book feels like a massive commitment when you're already busy, which is why most people don't. But transformation doesn't require finishing books quickly, it only requires consistency. Commit to just 5 pages a day. That's it. 5 pages might take you 10 minutes. But over a year, that tiny habit adds up to more than 15 books. And more importantly, it keeps your mind in a constant state of growth and exposure to new ideas. When I started doing this, literally just reading 5 pages before bed, I stopped seeing books as this intimidating thing I should do. It became easy, almost automatic. My friend, this is the crazy part. Once you start reading 5 pages, you often end up reading more without even trying. The barrier is starting. Once you're in, momentum takes over. I used to read maybe 2 books a year. Now I read 15 to 20. Not because I suddenly have more time, because I made it so easy, I couldn't say no. 5 pages a day won't impress anyone in the moment, but a year from now, it will make you someone who thinks differently, sees differently, and lives differently. Habit number 13, weekly reset. Weekly reset became one of the most powerful habits I've adopted. Life piles up quietly. Unfinished tasks, clutter, random thoughts. If you don't clear it regularly, it becomes background noise that weighs you down. Set aside 30 minutes once a week to reset your life. I do mine on Sunday evenings. Tidy your space, review your priorities for the week ahead, clear your inbox, plan your schedule. This isn't about perfection, it's about starting each week with clarity instead of carrying forward last week's chaos. That small shift changes how you experience the entire week. Habit number 14, micro acts of kindness. Micro acts of kindness are tiny gestures that changed how I move through the world. You don't need grand gestures to change the way people experience you. Hold the door for someone, send a quick encouraging text, offer a genuine smile. This is the surprising part. It changes you just as much as it changes them. When you look for small ways to help or uplift people, you start moving through the world differently. You're not as consumed with your own worries. I started doing this intentionally. One small act of kindness a day. Micro kindness doesn't just improve other people's lives. Practice daily, it quietly reshapes your own. Habit number 15, early bedtime cue. Early bedtime cue transformed my sleep and everything that followed. Most people treat sleep like an afterthought, staying up until exhaustion wins, then wondering why they're tired all the time. But let me tell you, nothing transforms your energy, focus, and mood more than consistent quality sleep. And the easiest way to improve it is with a simple cue that signals to your brain, it's time to wind down. Pick one small action: making tea, dimming the lights, putting your phone in another room, reading a few pages. Over time, that cue becomes a trigger that tells your body it's safe to rest. I started doing this with tea. Every night at 9:30, I make chamomile tea. That's the signal. My brain knows what's coming. By the time I finish the tea, I'm already winding down. The difference this makes is subtle at first. You wake up a little clearer, a little more energized, but stacked over weeks, better sleep compounds into sharper focus, steadier emotions, a stronger body. Everything gets easier when you're not dragging yourself through the day half-rested. A bedtime cue isn't about strict discipline, it's about creating rhythm. And once you find yours, life feels lighter, brighter, and far more manageable. My friend, transformation rarely happens in loud, dramatic moments. It happens in quiet, consistent choices that compound over time. A few minutes of sunlight, 5 pages of reading, 1 line in a journal, 30 seconds of cold water, 2 minutes of tidying. Individually, these habits seem too small to matter, but stacked together, they change everything. They shape your mind, your energy, your relationships, your future, not through force or willpower, but through consistency, through showing up for yourself in tiny ways when nobody else is watching. The question isn't whether these habits will transform your life. The question is whether you'll give them enough time to show their power. Because a few months from now, you'll either look back and see how far you've grown, or you'll wish you had started today. So start small. Pick one habit from this list. Just one. Let it take root. Let it become part of who you are. Then add another. Because the person you're becoming isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the smallest moments you choose to repeat. So here's the truth. Building better habits isn't the hard part. Knowing which ones to actually build is. And what nobody wants to hear is that the habits doing the heaviest lifting in your life don't look impressive. They're not the kind of thing you'd post about. They look almost embarrassingly boring. And that's exactly what makes them so powerful. Let me tell you this, my friend. My mornings used to start with my phone alarm screaming, hit snooze 3 times, finally drag myself up, immediately grab my phone, scroll through notifications like I'm defusing a bomb, Instagram, messages, emails, news headlines engineered to trigger anxiety. By 9 a.m., I'd spent more mental energy reacting to other people's content than creating anything for myself. Exhausted before my day started, then I made the simplest change that felt embarrassingly basic. I started drinking water first thing, just water. Your body has been fasting for 8 hours. You're dehydrated. When you're dehydrated, everything becomes harder. Your brain fogs, your energy drops, your mood irritates easily. Before coffee, before checking your phone, before anything, drink a full glass of water. Keep it on your nightstand. The moment you wake up, before your brain starts its morning anxiety spiral, chug that water. Such a small act, but the first promise you keep to yourself each day. Then make your bed. This feels completely pointless at first. You're organizing something you'll mess up again in 16 hours, but something happens when you do it anyway. Your brain gets concrete proof that you complete things. You set an intention, you followed through. Physical evidence of your follow-through stares you in the face. Something clicks. Self-improvement might not require 17 new habits, 3 masterminds, and waking at 4 a.m. Maybe you just need to stabilize what already exists. Maybe you need to prove to yourself, in the smallest way possible, that you do what you say you'll do. Trust is built through repetition, and you are the person you interact with most. When you break promises to yourself, you teach yourself that your word means nothing. Integrity starts in private, in moments no one witnesses, where you either honor your commitments or abandon them. Water next to your bed, chug it when you wake, immediately make your bed. 2 actions, 5 minutes total. Those 5 minutes set the tone for everything that follows. How you do anything reveals how you do everything. Discipline in small moments creates discipline in large ones. Your morning becomes a declaration. Today, you follow through. I'm about to show you the one evening shift that fixed my sleep without any supplements or complicated routines. But first, you need to see why your afternoon keeps hijacking your progress, no matter how good your mornings are. My friend, that heavy crash after lunch is your body signaling a real energy dip, not a lack of discipline. Blood flow shifts to digestion, your glucose drops, and your brain slows down. That foggy, empty feeling isn't personal failure, it's basic biology. When you understand that, you can plan your hardest work for when your mind is sharp and protect your slow hours instead of fighting them. I thought this was just life. Afternoons suck, that's just how it is. So I'd reach for another coffee or energy drink, desperately trying to jumpstart my brain back to life. Here's what actually works. Walk for 10 minutes after you eat. That's it. Not a workout. Not some elaborate exercise routine. Just move your body for 10 minutes. No podcast, no music, no tracking it on an app. Just walk. This rebalances your blood sugar so you don't crash. It clears the fog. It resets your system so the afternoon doesn't feel like drowning in quicksand. But here's the real lesson. Maintenance beats motivation every single time. You don't need to feel inspired to walk for 10 minutes. You don't need perfect conditions or the right mood. You just do it because it works. That's how you actually make progress. Not by waiting to feel motivated, but by building systems that function regardless of how you feel. Most people stay stuck because they only take action when they're motivated. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Maintenance is what separates people who get results from people who stay stuck. Stop waiting for inspiration. Start building maintenance routines. Do the walk every day. Watch how different your afternoons become when you stop negotiating with yourself and just do what works. Here's the truth. Before I changed my evenings, they ended the same way. I'd tell myself, just gonna scroll for 5 minutes to wind down. Those 5 minutes became an hour. One video led to 200. Time warped weirdly where I'd look up and suddenly it's 1 a.m., watching conspiracy theories about ancient civilizations or cooking videos for recipes I'll never make. I'd finally close my eyes, but my brain kept shouting, My mind is stuck in fifth gear with no way to downshift. Sleep felt impossible. I'd lie there, exhausted, but wired. The shift came when I replaced screens with pages. I started reading an actual physical book for 20 minutes before bed. Not a Kindle, not an iPad, an actual book with paper. Your body reacts fast to this shift. Once you stop blasting your brain with non-stop stimulation at night, your nervous system finally calms down. No doom scrolling, no endless highlight reels, no constant spikes of noise. Your mind gets the signal that it's safe to slow down, and your whole system settles in a way you haven't felt in years. The slowest miracle in existence. No instant gratification, no dopamine spike, no algorithmic rabbit hole. Just words on a page, your brain gradually downshifting, and sleep becomes natural instead of something you fight for. You don't need to read for hours or finish a book every week. 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes signal to your entire system that the day is ending, that powering down is safe, that tomorrow offers a new opportunity. Real quick, what's your biggest struggle with evenings? Do you actually try to wind down and your brain just won't cooperate? Or are you one of those people who knows they should stop scrolling but can't? I'm curious because everyone's pattern is different, and honestly, reading through these helps me figure out what to dive deeper into. Drop it below. My friend, small actions like drinking water or making your bed seem boring, but they reset your system, lower chaos, and give your mind something solid to anchor to. These basics create stability, and stability makes focus and discipline possible. Here's the truth. These habits link together like gears. You drink water, you feel less like garbage. You feel better, you eat better. You eat better, you sleep deeper. You sleep deeper, you wake up sharp. You wake up sharp, you execute better. One boring habit compounds into the next. That's how this works. People notice the change before you do. They'll ask what's different about you. From the outside, nothing dramatic happened. You didn't win the lottery or move to another country. But internally, everything shifted. You became someone who keeps promises to yourself. You proved you're not just another person who talks about change. You're someone who actually does the work when nobody's watching. That's what builds real confidence. Not affirmations, not vision boards, just showing up for yourself consistently until your brain has so much evidence that being reliable becomes your identity. Most people never get here because they're waiting for a massive breakthrough. But breakthroughs come from boring consistency, from doing the small things right, again and again, until you're not the same person anymore. Everyone has this backwards idea about discipline. They think they are suffering. They think pushing harder, grinding longer, forcing yourself through resistance is like some self-flagellation ritual. But the truth is, real discipline is peace. The ability to stop negotiating with yourself every single day. The end of the exhausting internal debate about whether you'll do the thing or not. You go to bed at the same time because you've learned that procrastination is expensive. The cost of staying up scrolling isn't just lost sleep, it's the entire next day operating at 60% capacity. You eat the same breakfast because decision fatigue is real. Every decision drains mental energy. When your breakfast is on autopilot, that's one less thing stealing your focus. You keep your routines predictable because excitement burns fast. Rhythm lasts forever. For the first time in your adult life, things feel stable. Not boring stable, not stuck stable, structured stable. Structure doesn't limit you, it frees you because you're not constantly firefighting the chaos of your own inconsistency. That's what we actually want. Not the hustle culture grind, not the constant state of emergency, just a life that feels manageable, that feels like you're steering instead of just reacting. By the way, I just launched YouTube memberships on the channel. If you've ever wanted to get more involved or support what I do here, this is a great way to do it. Members get some cool perks, like priority replies to your comments, and even the chance to suggest topics for future videos. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, check out the join button below. I'd love to have you on board. My friend, time to level up financially. You need to start tracking your spending. It may feel tedious, like advice from your parents, but these simple habits build a foundation that supports focus, energy, and consistency in ways nothing flashy can match. Tracking your spending isn't about being cheap or restrictive. You're stopping the denial. You're turning on the lights and actually looking at where your money goes instead of hoping it works out. Every dollar you spend becomes a mirror. When you track it, you see patterns. You see emotion, the stress purchases, the I deserve this impulse buys. You see escape, the delivery orders because you didn't want to cook. You see boredom, the subscription services you forgot you had, the coffee runs that became automatic. When you face it long enough, something shifts. The guilt disappears because you're not spending randomly anymore. Your spending matches your values. You make conscious choices instead of unconscious ones. I've been tracking every dollar for almost 3 years. It genuinely changed my relationship with money. You know you're doing something wrong when you realize you're dropping $300 a month at coffee shops. I could literally buy a high-end espresso machine every single month with that money. Here's the real power of this habit. Tracking money teaches you to track everything else. You start noticing where your time leaks, where your focus leaks, where your energy leaks. You become aware of the invisible drains on your resources, all of them, not just financial. Tracking money becomes tracking yourself. When you track yourself, you can actually improve yourself because you're working with data instead of just feelings and vague impressions. Here's something they don't tell you at school. At some point, you realize eating clean doesn't mean eating expensive. You stop chasing $14 HI bowls and superfood powders with names that sound like they're from another planet. You stop pretending you need grass-fed, organic, cold-pressed everything to be healthy. You start eating like a minimalist with standards. Rice, beans, potatoes, eggs, frozen vegetables, chicken breast, oats, real food, real cheap, real results. You stop this weird performance where you claim you're broke while door-dashing $19 salads 3 times a week. Instead, you make simple meals that actually fuel you. Every home-cooked meal becomes proof that you're in control of your health and your money simultaneously. This isn't deprivation, this is getting smart. A big batch of rice, beans, and roasted vegetables costs maybe $8 and gives you 4 solid meals. That same $8 gets you half of one takeout meal that leaves you hungry an hour later. When you cook your own food, you know exactly what enters your body. You control the salt, the sugar, the quality. You're not at the mercy of whatever shortcuts some restaurant takes to maximize their profit margins. There's something deeply satisfying about feeding yourself, proof of self-sufficiency. Every time you cook instead of ordering, you send a message to your brain. I can take care of myself. I don't need convenience. I have agency. Competence builds confidence. When you practice caring for your basic needs, you stop feeling like a victim of circumstance. You become someone who solves problems rather than outsources them. Self-reliance in one area bleeds into others until you realize you're capable of far more than you believed. Now, there's one habit I haven't mentioned yet that multiplies everything we've covered so far. It's about controlling something most people completely ignore, even though it's affecting them every single minute of the day. Here's a habit that sounds boring, but is secretly genius. The 10-minute nightly tidy. No deep cleaning marathons, no Pinterest perfect organization systems, just a quick reset every night before bed. Dishes in the dishwasher, clothes in the hamper, surfaces cleared, trash taken out. 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes do something profound to your psychology. Your mind cannot relax in a mess. When your environment is chaotic, your internal state mirrors it. You feel scattered, overwhelmed, behind. Your environment is the loudest voice in your life. The state of your space directly impacts the state of your mind. When you control your space, you quiet your mind. When you quiet your mind, you regain control of your life. Your brain constantly processes your environment, even unconsciously. Clutter creates cognitive load. Chaos around you creates chaos within you. Your external world shapes your internal state more than you realize. A messy room drains energy you could use for decisions that matter. Order in your environment trains your mind to seek order in your thinking, your habits, your relationships. Every night, 10 minutes. Make it so automatic you don't even think about it. What you do before bed, like brushing your teeth. You wake every morning to a clean slate, literally and metaphorically. Small rituals compound into massive shifts in how you perceive yourself. When you consistently prepare your space, you prove you're someone who finishes what they start, who sets themselves up for success, rather than scrambling to survive. Then comes the real test, the one that makes people uncomfortable, your social circle. You know the scenarios. Come on, just one drink. Dude, you're no fun anymore. The guilt trips disguised as invitations. The friends who suddenly have a problem with you the moment you start taking yourself seriously. You start saying no more often. Not because you hate fun or think you're better than everyone else, but because you define fun differently now. Fun used to mean escaping, getting drunk to forget about your problems, staying out until 3 a.m. because you were avoiding going home to your own life, spending money you didn't have to impress people you didn't even like. Now fun means evolving, going to bed on time so you can attack tomorrow, investing in yourself, having deep conversations instead of just getting wasted, building something instead of just consuming and complaining. You realize that the same nights you skip are the same mornings you win. You can't have both. You can't party like you're 18 and perform like you're serious about your future. Some friends will roll their eyes, some will stop inviting you, some will make you feel like you're being dramatic or taking life too seriously. Here's what happens. Later, after they've watched you change, after they've seen you actually build something or get somewhere, they'll ask how you did it. Because discipline doesn't always look cool in the moment. It looks undeniable later. Saying no is a way to focus your energy. It doesn't push people away. It moves your time and effort toward the person you're growing into. That's when you see who likes your growth versus who actually supports it. The people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries. The people who don't will reveal themselves quickly. My friend, all of this points toward one ultimate habit: keeping promises to yourself. That's what boring really means. Trustworthy, reliable. Your word to yourself actually means something. Think about it. Every time you say you'll drink water in the morning and you actually do it, you're keeping a promise. Every time you say you'll read before bed and you actually do it, you're keeping a promise. After months of keeping these tiny promises, something shifts at your core. You become the person your brain can finally rely on. You're not just someone who talks about change, you embody it. Once you hit that level of self-trust, you stop chasing results. The results start chasing you. When you trust yourself, you can commit to things long-term. You can delay gratification. You can stick with the process even when excitement fades. You can do the boring work that everyone else quits on because they're looking for the sexy shortcut. Self-trust is the foundation of everything. You can't build a business without it. You can't build a relationship without it. You can't build a body or a bank account or a skill without it. The only way to build self-trust is through repetition. Through doing what you said you'd do over and over, especially when you don't feel like it. Here's something most people won't admit. You're not actually busy. You're just distracted. Most people spend 4 to 6 hours a day on their phones. That's like a part-time job devoted to scrolling, and you're not earning anything from it. I started implementing what I call the digital detox window. 3 hours every day where my phone goes into another room, not silent, not face down on the desk, in another room where I can't reach it without getting up and walking there. Those 3 hours became my most productive hours. No notifications breaking my concentration. The first week felt uncomfortable. Your brain will convince you that you're missing something important. You're not. Nothing on your phone is more important than the 3 hours of deep work you're about to do. Here's what changed. Projects started getting finished. Real completion, not half-done ideas left behind. Attention grew from scattered to focused. The mind stopped feeling fragmented and became sharp and reliable again. Pick your 3 hours. For me, it's 9 a.m. to noon. That's when my brain works best, so I protect it like it's sacred. No phone, no social media, no instant messages, just me and whatever I'm building. You don't need to delete your apps or go off-grid permanently. You just need to create space where your brain can actually think without constant interruption. Take it back. Protect those 3 hours like your future depends on it. Because it does. Every minute you spend scrolling is a minute you could have spent building something that lasts. Distraction feels harmless until you realize years have passed and you've created nothing of substance. Your focus determines your trajectory. Scatter it and you drift. Concentrate it and you transform. The people who win aren't smarter or more talented. They simply guard their attention like their lives depend on it. What you pay attention to becomes your life, so choose carefully where you invest it. Look, nobody's going to save you. Not a course, not a coach, not some productivity app that promises to change your life. You save yourself by showing up when it's boring, when it's hard, when nobody's watching. The gap between who you are and who you want to be isn't about talent or luck or connections. It's about whether you can keep a promise to yourself when it doesn't feel exciting anymore. Most people quit because they're waiting for the feeling to come back, the motivation, the inspiration, the fire, but that's not how this works. You build the life through repetition even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. 6 months of boring consistency will take you further than 6 years of sporadic intensity. You already know this. Deep down, you know exactly what you need to do. The question is whether you'll actually do it. So stop researching, stop planning, stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is a lie people tell themselves to justify staying comfortable, and that's exactly the point. The habits that look like nothing from the outside are the ones doing the most work underneath. You've started to feel it. So now I'll give you 7 more key habits. Habits that will help you succeed in the long term. Your first instinct might be that they're too simple to matter. That's actually not a red flag. That's exactly how you know they will stick. Habit 1. The first 10 minutes matter more than you think. Let me tell you what most people don't get about mornings. The first 10 minutes after you wake up aren't just another part of your day. Your brain is in this unique state where your subconscious is accessible, like having direct access to your mental operating system before all the background programs start running. And what do most of us do with this window? We grab our phones, scroll Instagram, check emails, let everyone else's priorities program our brains before we even sit up in bed. I did this for years. Within 30 seconds of opening my eyes, I'd be comparing myself to people on social media, getting anxious about messages, letting external noise dictate my mental state. My brain was being programmed by chaos before I had any say in it. Take 10 minutes as soon as you wake up. No phone, no conversations, just you and your mind. Start with breath work. Pull up a 10-minute breathwork session on YouTube. The breathing alone shifts your state immediately, gets you out of reactive mode and into intentional mode. While you're breathing, focus on two things. First, your identity and beliefs. The way you claim something shapes how your mind accepts it. When you state confidence as present, I am confident, it settles in differently than I'm working on being confident. When you speak discipline as current, it roots deeper. When you frame health as already part of you, your choices start matching that reality. This feels weird at first. You're constantly in dialogue with your own thoughts anyway, often repeating patterns that weaken your confidence or kill your momentum. Replacing those patterns with ones that actually support you becomes a steady mental upgrade. Do this consistently, and your beliefs about yourself actually shift. What's possible, how you show up, who you are. Second, your behaviors for the day. Visualize what you're going to do and see it going exactly how you want. See yourself handling that tough conversation well. See yourself crushing your work session. See yourself making the healthy choice when you're tired. When similar situations show up later, your mind recognizes the pattern from this morning's visualization. That familiarity builds steadier confidence and increases the chances you actually follow through. You're setting two directions: emotional direction for how you want to feel, and mental direction for what actions you'll take. Most people wake up and accept whatever mood hits them, whatever thoughts pop up. This changes that completely. In just a second, I'll reveal the ownership principle that turned my entire life around at 20. But before that works, you need to grasp why most people's morning rituals fail within a week. Habit 2, radical ownership. At 20, I was working on my first real business project with a mentor. I showed up terribly. Late to calls, assignments half finished, excuses on repeat. I blamed everything but myself. Not enough time, not enough resources, other commitments, bad timing, all the classics. Every outcome in life traces back to how you show up. Success and setbacks are yours to manage. Treat your life like something you actively lead, not something circumstances control. Waiting for the perfect moment leaves progress to chance. That moment flipped a switch. When you are playing victim, your brain scans for evidence that the world is against you, that you can't catch a break, that it's everyone else's fault. When you take radical ownership, your brain scans for solutions instead. It looks for what you can control. My friends, the truth is, can't control the economy, other people's opinions, your past, random events, but you can control your effort, your attitude, your choices, your responses, your daily actions. I made a choice that day to take full ownership of my life. When something goes well, that comes from me. When something goes poorly, that also comes from me. Excuses stop making sense. Traffic, how you grew up, limited resources, unlucky timing, none of it matters. This doesn't mean you caused everything that happens to you. Bad things happen that aren't your fault, but you're responsible for what you do next. That's where your power lives. I'm genuinely curious about something. Have you ever had that moment where you finally stopped blaming circumstances and just took control, where you realized you were the problem and the solution? Because those moments are rare and they're powerful. Drop your story below. When did radical ownership click for you? Your experience might be the push someone reading this needs right now. Habit 3, close your mental loops. My friend, something that'll make you realize how much mental weight you're carrying. If something takes less than 5 minutes, handle it right then. No bargaining with yourself about doing it later, just finish it. Every task you leave undone creates what I call an open loop. Like having 50 browser tabs running simultaneously in your brain. Each one drains a little energy, pulls a little focus. If your mind feels cluttered or you're constantly overwhelmed, you probably have dozens of these loops competing for attention without realizing it. I used to postpone everything. 3-minute email response. I'd tell myself I'd handle it later. Then that single email would follow me everywhere, popping into my head during lunch, at the gym, when I'm trying to fall asleep. One tiny task occupying premium mental real estate for an entire day. In practice, ownership shows up in small actions. A 3-minute email gets answered immediately, closing the loop. A dish left after a meal gets washed right away. Messages, schedules, or small tasks get handled as they appear. Items on the floor don't get ignored, they're put away without delay. Each small act reinforces a habit of taking responsibility. If you're deeply focused on something meaningful, don't break that concentration for these small tasks. But when you're moving through your day normally, transitioning between activities, this approach changes everything. This trains you to become someone who actually finishes things. Most people are great at starting, but terrible at completing. Handling these small tasks throughout your day is like doing finishing reps at the gym. You're building the muscle that follows through. You're proving to yourself repeatedly that you complete what you start. Set a 15-minute timer and clear all small tasks. Reply to messages, put clothes away, wipe surfaces, file papers. Short actions stack fast, momentum builds, mental clutter drops, and progress shows up immediately. Notice how much calmer your mind feels afterward, the mental space and quiet you've created for yourself. By the way, I just launched YouTube memberships on the channel. If you've ever wanted to get more involved or support what I do here, this is a great way to do it. Members get some cool perks, like priority replies to your comments, and even the chance to suggest topics for future videos. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, check out the join button below. I'd love to have you on board. Habit 4, protect your attention like your life depends on it. Let me tell you about something that might help you one day. Understanding psychology shows how apps manipulate dopamine, use variable rewards, and exploit endless scrolling. Awareness doesn't prevent susceptibility. I know exactly what these apps are doing to my brain, and I'm still completely weak to my phone if I'm not in control of it. That's why I needed boundaries. Real ones. This isn't anti-technology. I run my business online. Technology is incredible, but it needs boundaries or it will ruin your focus, your peace, and eventually your life. These are the specific boundaries that work. Phone on airplane mode every night at a specific time. No exceptions. If someone needs me urgently, they can call twice, which breaks through. Otherwise, I'm unreachable. No phone zones. First hour after waking up, no phone. Family time after 7 p.m., no phone. Deep work sessions, phone in a completely different room. Not silent, not face down. In another room. All notifications off. Everything. Instagram, email, text previews, all off. The only thing that makes my phone light up is an actual phone call. Every notification is a cortisol spike and attention robbery. I'm not giving away my attention for free anymore. 30-minute social media limit, built-in screen time limits. Once I hit 30 minutes of social media for the day, I'm done. Your attention is not a buffet where everyone gets to take a piece. Your attention is your life. Whatever you pay attention to is what you experience, what you think about, what you become. When I implemented these boundaries, everything improved. Work got better because I could actually focus. Relationships got better because I was actually present. Sleep improved because I wasn't scrolling before bed. Anxiety decreased because I wasn't constantly available to every ping and notification. Examine your phone and consider ways to reduce its pull. Examine your computer and find ways to eliminate unnecessary distractions. Setting boundaries isn't anti-technology, it's pro-you. Habit 5, speak your reality into existence. My friend, most people miss that. Your words aren't just noises, they're literally programming your brain, your attention, your emotions, your identity, your beliefs. You act in alignment with what you believe, always. I speak about myself from the perspective of the person I already am, not who I hope to become someday. Confidence is treated as part of who I am right now. Success is treated as already realized. Think about it this way. You can be terrified of something that hasn't happened yet. Anxiety is literally fear of future events that might never occur. So if you can emotionally experience fear about something that doesn't exist, you can also experience gratitude for something that hasn't happened yet. You can thank the universe, God, whatever you believe in, for things you're calling into your life right now. When I focus on health, I frame it with gratitude for my well-being. Your mind can support healing just as easily as it can worsen symptoms. Every word you use shapes that outcome. Your language shapes everything, what you notice, how you feel, who you think you are, and ultimately what you do. Behaviors don't define identity. Experiencing anxiety doesn't make you an anxious person. It simply means you've experienced anxiety. That distinction matters in how your mind perceives itself. I don't say I am anxious, I say I've experienced anxiety in the past. One locks you into an identity. The other acknowledges the past, but leaves room for change. The guideline is simple. Stop attaching limiting labels to your identity. Statements that diminish your worth or ability reinforce the wrong wiring. Shift toward descriptions that recognize your capacity and growth. There's an ancient Hebrew word, abracadabra. Most people think it's what magicians say at birthday parties. The actual translation is, as I speak, I create. My friend, whatever you speak, you're literally creating in your reality. What are you speaking? What reality are you creating with your words? I'm not just talking about what comes out of your mouth, your internal dialogue too. That voice in your head narrating your life. That voice is creating your reality every single day. Make it work for you, not against you. I try to imagine all the cells in my body, all 40 trillion of them, hearing what I say and believing it. How can I speak in a way that makes every cell in my body align with what I want? When I got clear on this and started being intentional with my language, everything shifted. The way I saw myself changed, the way I showed up changed, the results I got changed, not overnight, but consistently over time. That's how real transformation works. Now this next habit is the one that determines whether everything you just learned lasts a week or becomes permanent. And it's about managing something most people completely ignore until they burn out. Habit 6, energy audit. Most people manage time, high performers manage energy. You can have 10 hours available, but if your energy is depleted, those hours produce nothing valuable. Track your energy levels every 2 hours for 1 week. Notice when you're sharp, when you crash, what activities drain you, what recharges you. Patterns emerge quickly. Schedule your hardest cognitive work during your peak energy windows. For most people, that's the first 3 hours after waking. Don't waste peak hours on email or meetings. Use them for work that requires deep thinking. Identify energy drains and cut them ruthlessly. Certain people exhaust you. Specific activities leave you depleted. Unnecessary commitments steal energy without returning value. Eliminate or minimize them. Build energy rituals throughout your day. 10-minute walks between tasks, hydration checkpoints, protein-heavy meals that stabilize blood sugar, 20-minute power naps if needed. Your calendar should reflect energy management, not just time management. Protect high-energy windows, batch low-energy tasks together. When you manage energy instead of just time, you show up better everywhere. Work improves, relationships improve, your capacity expands because you're operating from fullness, not depletion. Habit 7, make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Humans follow the path of least resistance. Design your environment so good habits are easy and bad habits are hard. Reading increases when books are visible and unavoidable. Exercise happens more often when friction is removed before the day starts. Better eating follows when good food is prepared in advance and placed where your eyes naturally go. The environment quietly decides your behavior long before motivation shows up. Now, reverse it for bad habits. Remove frictionless access. Apps make scrolling automatic. Browsers make it intentional. Environment shapes behavior. If junk food isn't in your space, it can't become a habit. Control inputs and the outputs follow. Every behavior has friction points. Add friction to behaviors you want to stop. Remove friction from behaviors you want to start. My friend, consistency beats intensity every single time. We're addicted to transformation stories. Lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Build a business in 90 days. Change your entire life this weekend. These narratives sell because they promise results without the boring middle part where nothing seems to happen. Real change is invisible for months. You're doing the work, showing up daily, and seeing nothing. Your bank account looks the same, your body looks the same, your life feels identical. This is where 95% of people quit. They assume the work isn't working because they can't see immediate results. Let me tell you, habits compound like interest. The effects multiply over time, but the early returns feel worthless. You won't notice progress day to day. You'll barely notice week to week. But compare yourself month to month, year to year, and the gap becomes undeniable. One workout changes nothing. 100 workouts change everything. One productive morning doesn't matter. 300 productive mornings become a different life. The individual action feels insignificant because it is. The pattern over time is what rewires you completely. Stop measuring daily, track monthly, judge quarterly, commit annually. The lag between action and result kills most people's momentum. They're planting seeds and checking every day if trees have grown yet. Growth happens underground long before you see anything above the surface. Your job isn't to see results immediately. Your job is to trust the process long enough for compounding to take effect. Show up when it's boring, show up when nothing changes, show up especially when you can't see progress. That's where transformation lives, in the invisible middle, where most people quit. Most people will close this video, feel motivated for 30 seconds, and change nothing. They'll bookmark it, save it for later, tell themselves they'll start Monday. That's the trap. Information doesn't change lives. Action does. Uncomfortable, imperfect, right now action. Your brain is built to keep you safe, which means keeping you exactly where you are. It will create every logical reason why tomorrow makes more sense than today, why you need to plan more, prepare better, wait for the right moment. That voice isn't protecting you, it's imprisoning you. The person you want to become exists on the other side of doing things before you feel ready. Every single time you wait for perfect conditions, you're voting to stay the same. Choose one habit, not all 7. 1. Set a timer for 5 minutes and start now. Not after this video ends, not after you think about it, now. Because that spark you feel right now, it dies fast, and the version of you that could have changed dies with it. Let me tell you the part most people miss. Simple doesn't always mean comfortable. Some of the most powerful habits don't just sit quietly, they push back, they ask something of you, and those are the ones that create change fastest. 7 habits, a little harder, more confronting, because the version of you capable of more isn't forged in comfort, it's forged in the moments you choose anyway. Habit number 1, morning mind programming. The first 10 minutes after you wake up matter more than almost anything else in your day. Your brain is in this unique state where your subconscious is accessible. You have direct access to reprogram your operating system. Most people grab their phones immediately, scroll social media, check emails, and let everyone else's agenda program their brain before they even get out of bed. I was doing the same thing. Within 30 seconds of waking up, I'd be scrolling, comparing myself to others, getting anxious about messages. My brain was being programmed by external noise before I had any say in it. Here's what works. Take 10 minutes as soon as you wake up, no phone, no conversations, and prime your mind for the day. Start with breath work. There are 10-minute breathwork sessions on YouTube. The breathing shifts your state immediately. It gets you out of reactive mode into intentional mode. While breathing, focus on 2 things. First, your identity and beliefs. The way you claim something shapes how your mind accepts it. When confidence is stated as present, it settles in. When discipline is spoken as current, it roots deeper. When health is framed as already part of you, your choices begin to match it. This can feel unfamiliar at first. You're constantly in dialogue with your own thoughts, often repeating patterns that weaken your confidence or slow your momentum. Replacing those patterns with ones that support you becomes a steady mental upgrade. Do this consistently, and your beliefs about yourself actually shift, about what's possible, about how you show up. Second, your behaviors for the day. Visualize what you're going to do and see it going exactly how you want. See yourself handling that conversation well. See yourself crushing your work. See yourself making the healthy choice. When similar situations show up again, your mind recognizes the pattern from past experience. That familiarity builds steadier confidence and increases the chances that you follow through with what matters. You're setting 2 GPS coordinates, your emotional GPS, how you want to feel, and your mental GPS, what you're going to do. Most people wake up and accept whatever mood hits them, whatever thoughts pop up. This changes that completely. In just a second, I will show you the one mental shift that separates people who actually change from people who just think about changing. But first, you need to understand why you keep failing at the same things over and over. Habit number 2, radical ownership. My friend, this habit changed everything. When I was about 20, I was working on my first real business project with a mentor. I showed up terribly, late to calls, didn't finish assignments, made excuses constantly. I blamed my circumstances, not enough time, not enough resources, other commitments, bad timing, all the classics. A mentor once challenged me with a simple idea. When a company grows and everyone wins, the weight rests on the founder. When that same company collapses and people lose, the weight still rests on the founder. He pushed the idea further. Reaching a life filled with love, happiness, strong connections, and a sense of peace still comes back to personal responsibility. Ending up unfulfilled, carrying regret, or falling short of your potential carries the same weight of responsibility on your own choices. He told me I wasn't treating my life like something I actively lead. I was letting circumstances take the driver's seat and waiting for the ideal moment that never comes. Every outcome, both the progress and the setbacks, traces back to how I choose to show up. That moment changed everything. The focus moved away from feeling targeted by circumstances and toward choosing a response that actually pushes life forward. When you're playing victim, your brain scans for evidence that the world is against you, that you can't catch a break, that it's everyone else's fault. When you take radical ownership, your brain scans for solutions instead. It looks for what you can control. Here's the thing, there's very little you can control in life. You can't control the economy, other people's opinions, your past, random events, but you can control your effort, your attitude, your choices, your responses, your daily actions. I made a choice that day to take full ownership of my life. When something turns out well, that comes from me. When something turns out poorly, that comes from me too. Excuses stopped making sense, whether it's traffic, the way I grew up, limited resources, or unlucky timing. This doesn't mean you caused everything that happens to you. Bad things happen that aren't your fault, but you're responsible for what you do next. That's where your power lives. Habit number 3, the do it now rule. Here is something that will make you realize how much mental weight you're carrying around. If something takes less than 5 minutes, handle it right then. No bargaining with yourself about doing it later, just finish it. Every task you leave undone creates what I call an open loop, like having 50 browser tabs running simultaneously in your brain. Each one drains a little energy, pulls a little focus. If your mind feels cluttered or you're constantly overwhelmed, you probably have dozens of these loops competing for attention without realizing it. I used to postpone everything. 3-minute email response? I'd tell myself I'd handle it later. Then that single email would follow me everywhere, popping into my head during lunch, at the gym, when I'm trying to fall asleep. One tiny task occupying premium mental real estate for an entire day. In practice, ownership shows in small actions. A 3-minute email gets answered immediately, closing the loop. A dish left after a meal gets washed right away. Messages, schedules, or small tasks get handled as they appear. Items on the floor don't get ignored, they're put away without delay. Each small act reinforces a habit of taking responsibility. If you're deeply focused on something meaningful, don't break that concentration for these small tasks. But when you're moving through your day normally, transitioning between activities, this approach changes everything. This trains you to become someone who actually finishes things. Most people are great at starting, but terrible at completing. Handling these small tasks throughout your day is like doing finishing reps at the gym. You're building the muscle that follows through. You're proving to yourself repeatedly that you complete what you start. Set a 15-minute timer and tackle every task that takes less than 5 minutes. Reply to messages, put away clothes, wipe counters, file papers. In 15 minutes, you'll finish more than expected. Notice how much calmer your mind feels afterward. The mental space and quiet you've created for yourself. I'd love to hear your take on this. Have you ever hit that point where finishing something small actually gave you momentum for something bigger? Where closing one loop made you realize how many others were draining you? Drop your story in the comments. It might be exactly what someone else here needs to hear today. Habit number 4, extreme boundaries with technology. Setting extreme boundaries with technology changed everything. Understanding psychology shows how apps manipulate dopamine, use variable rewards, and exploit endless scrolling. Awareness doesn't prevent susceptibility. Control is required to avoid being influenced by them. This isn't anti-technology. I run my business online. Technology is incredible, but it needs boundaries, or it will ruin your focus, your peace, and eventually your life. Here are the specific boundaries that work. Phone on airplane mode every night. At a specific time, airplane mode, no exceptions. If someone needs me urgently, they can call twice, which breaks through. Otherwise, unreachable. No phone zones. First hour after waking up, no phone. Family time after 7 p.m., no phone. Deep work sessions, phone in a completely different room. Not silent, not face down, in another room, all notifications off, everything. Instagram, email, text previews, all off. The only thing that makes my phone light up is an actual phone call. Every notification is a cortisol spike, an attention robbery. I'm not giving away my attention for free anymore. 30-minute social media limit, built-in screen time limits. Once I hit 30 minutes of social media for the day, done. App locks, life is not inside your phone. It's everything happening outside of it. Tech-free windows throughout the day, dinners, bedtime, morning routine, workouts, sacred, no devices. Your attention is not a buffet where everyone gets to take a piece. Your attention is your life. Whatever you pay attention to is what you experience, what you think about, what you become. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. When I implemented these boundaries, everything improved. Work got better because I could actually focus. Relationships got better because I was actually present. Sleep improved because I wasn't scrolling before bed. Anxiety decreased because I wasn't constantly available to every ping and notification. Examine your phone and consider ways to reduce its pull. Examine your computer and find ways to eliminate unnecessary distractions. Setting boundaries isn't anti-technology. It's pro-you, pro-peace, pro-focus. The more I implement these boundaries, the more present I am with what actually matters. By the way, I just launched YouTube memberships on the channel. If you've ever wanted to get more involved or support what I do here, this is a great way to do it. Members get some cool perks, like priority replies to your comments and even the chance to suggest topics for future videos. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, check out the join button below. I'd love to have you on board. Habit number 5, speak your reality into existence. My friend, speak your reality into existence. Use your words to aim at where you want your life to go. This isn't just positive thinking. Language literally shapes your brain, your attention, your emotions, your identity, your beliefs. You act in alignment with what you believe. Confidence is treated as part of who I am. Success is treated as already realized. I speak about myself from the perspective of the person I already embody, not who I hope to become. You can be afraid of something that hasn't happened yet in the future. Anxiety is literally fear of future events. So if you can emotionally experience fear about something that hasn't happened, you can also experience gratitude for something that hasn't happened yet. You can thank the universe, God, whatever you believe in, for things you're calling into your life right now. When focusing on health, frame it with gratitude for your well-being. The mind can support healing just as easily as it can worsen symptoms. Every word you use shapes that outcome. Your language shapes everything. What you notice, how you feel, who you think you are, and ultimately, what you do. We act in line with what we believe about ourselves. Behaviors don't define identity. Experiencing anxiety doesn't make someone anxious by nature. It simply means they have gone through anxiety. That distinction matters in how the mind perceives itself. Language shapes perception. Acknowledging past anxiety or struggles frames experience without defining identity. Challenges with relationships or skills are seen as part of growth, not as fixed personal traits. One locks you into an identity. The other acknowledges the past, but leaves room for change. The guideline is simple. Avoid attaching limiting labels to your identity. Statements that diminish your worth or ability reinforce the wrong wiring. Shift toward descriptions that recognize your capacity and growth. Identity should reflect possibility, not limitation. There's an ancient Hebrew word, abracadabra. Most people think it's what magicians say. The actual translation is, as I speak, I create. Whatever you speak, you're literally creating in your reality. What are you speaking? What reality are you creating with your words? I'm not just talking about what comes out of your mouth, your internal dialogue too, the voice in your head that narrates your life. That voice is creating your reality every single day. Make it work for you, not against you. I try to imagine all the cells in my body, all 40 trillion of them, hearing what I say and believing it. How can I speak in a way that makes every cell in my body align with what I want? When I got clear on this and started being intentional with my language, everything shifted. The way I saw myself changed. The way I showed up changed. The results I got changed. Not overnight, but consistently, over time. Habit number 6, energy audit. Most people manage time. High performers manage energy. You can have 10 hours available, but if your energy is depleted, those hours produce nothing valuable. Track your energy levels every 2 hours for 1 week. Notice when you're sharp, when you crash, what activities drain you, what recharges you. Patterns emerge quickly. Schedule your hardest cognitive work during your peak energy windows. For most people, that's the first 3 hours after waking. Don't waste peak hours on email or meetings. Use them for work that requires deep thinking. Identify energy drains and cut them ruthlessly. Certain people exhaust you. Specific activities leave you depleted. Unnecessary commitments steal energy without returning value. Eliminate or minimize them. Build energy rituals throughout your day. 10-minute walks between tasks, hydration checkpoints, protein-heavy meals that stabilize blood sugar, 20-minute power naps if needed. Your calendar should reflect energy management, not just time management. Protect high-energy windows. Batch low-energy tasks together. Recovery isn't lazy, it's strategic. When you manage energy instead of just time, you show up better everywhere. Work improves, relationships improve, your capacity expands because you're operating from fullness, not depletion. This last principle is the one that determines whether these habits last a week or become permanent. It's about removing the need for willpower entirely, which sounds impossible until you understand how behavior actually works. Habit number 7, friction design. Humans follow the path of least resistance. Design your environment so good habits are easy and bad habits are hard. Want to read more? Put books on your pillow. Want to exercise? Sleep in your workout clothes. Want to eat better? Prep meals. Sunday night and put them in clear containers at eye level in your fridge. Now reverse it for bad habits. Want to stop mindless scrolling? Delete social apps and only access them through your browser. Want to stop snacking? Don't buy junk food. Can't eat what isn't there. Every behavior has friction points. Add friction to behaviors you want to stop. Remove friction from behaviors you want to start. Your willpower is limited. It depletes throughout the day. Friction design removes the need for willpower. You're not resisting temptation. You've eliminated the option entirely. Examine your environment right now. What's the easiest thing to do? If it's grab your phone, scroll, or eat junk, your environment is working against you. Redesign it. Make the right choice the obvious choice. Make the wrong choice require effort. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your intentions ever will. change the environment, change your life. My friend, change fails because people attack symptoms instead of systems. You're frustrated with your weight, so you force yourself to eat less. You're anxious about money, so you work longer hours. You're unhappy in relationships, so you try harder to please people. None of this works long term because you're treating outputs, not inputs. Your results are downstream from your systems. Your systems are downstream from your identity. Most people try to change results directly. They set goals, make plans, use willpower. This approach depletes fast because it fights against how you see yourself. Identity drives behavior automatically. Someone who identifies as disciplined doesn't need willpower to show up. It's who they are. Someone who identifies as healthy doesn't debate whether to exercise. It's what healthy people do. The behavior flows naturally from identity. Stop setting goals about what you want to achieve. Start building identity around who you want to become. Don't aim to read 50 books this year. Become someone who reads daily. Don't target losing 20 pounds. Become someone who moves their body and eats well. The distinction matters because one requires constant effort while the other becomes automatic. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Small votes count. One workout won't transform you, but it's evidence that you're someone who exercises. One healthy meal won't change your body, but it's proof you're someone who takes care of themselves. Accumulate enough evidence and your identity shifts. When your identity shifts, behavior follows effortlessly. Here's something nobody wants to hear. Consistency beats intensity every single time. We're addicted to transformation stories. Lose 30 pounds in 30 days, build a business in 90 days, change your entire life this weekend. These narratives sell because they promise results without the boring middle part where nothing seems to happen. Real change is invisible for months. You're doing the work, showing up daily, and seeing nothing. Your bank account looks the same, your body looks the same, your life feels identical. This is where 95% of people quit. They assume the work isn't working because they can't see immediate results. Understand this. Habits compound like interest. The effects multiply over time, but the early returns feel worthless. You won't notice progress day to day. You'll barely notice week to week. But compare yourself month to month, year to year, and the gap becomes undeniable. One workout changes nothing. 100 workouts change everything. One productive morning doesn't matter. 300 productive mornings become a different life. The individual action feels insignificant because it is. The pattern over time is what rewires you completely. Stop measuring daily, track monthly, judge quarterly, commit annually. Give your habits time to compound before deciding they don't work. The lag between action and result kills most people's momentum. They're planting seeds and checking every day if trees have grown yet. Growth happens underground, long before you see anything above the surface. Your job isn't to see results immediately. Your job is to trust the process long enough for compounding to take effect. Show up when it's boring, show up when nothing changes, show up especially when you can't see progress. That's where transformation lives, in the invisible middle where most people quit. The truth is, most people will finish watching this, feel a surge of motivation, and do absolutely nothing with it. They'll save it, bookmark it, tell themselves they'll come back to it, and in 3 weeks, they won't remember a single thing they read here. That cannot be you. The gap between who you are and who you're capable of becoming isn't closed with more information. It's closed with immediate action that makes you slightly uncomfortable right now. Not after you plan it perfectly, or wait for Monday, or tell yourself you'll start when things calm down. Your brain is wired to keep you exactly where you are. It will manufacture every excuse, every rationalization, every reason why later makes more sense than now. That voice telling you to wait, that's not wisdom. That's fear disguised as logic. The only way to break that pattern is to act before your mind talks you out of it. Choose one habit from this list. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Do it now, while that little spark of possibility is still alive in your chest. Because that spark dies fast, and the version of you that could have changed dies with it. My friend, 40 habits, some boring, some uncomfortable, some almost too simple to take seriously, but stacked together, repeated quietly, in the moments no one's watching. They don't just change what you do, they change who you are. Motivation never saved anyone. Structure, consistency, and showing up when you don't feel like it, that does. If you found this video helpful, this next video right here will take you even further. Your choice, your life, start now.